How's it going, everybody, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls? Welcome back. What's the word? I am back. You guys haven't seen me for a couple days. If you guys didn't know, I had a little bit of dental work to do. I got my wisdom teeth extracted and I've been in pain for like so long. I was unable to record because of that, but I know nobody gives a fuck about that. Let's get into why we are here now. The 27th of February, that's this Friday at time of recording. Today is the 23rd, Monday. The 27th is a very big day for me as a person who loves video games. Now, my favorite game of all time is Pokemon. I think you guys should know this. My channel is focused mainly around that, but I do play other games as well, as you guys can see. But my first video game love is Pokemon, and we are getting a Nintendo Direct. Pokemon is celebrating 30 years, its 30th anniversary. And you might think, well, that's not really anything big. It's extremely big. I'm gonna tell you why. Because hold 1 second, I just need to say before I go any further that there are spoilers from leakers and such like that. So if you don't want to be spoiled for Friday, I suggest you click off this video right now. I'm gonna give you guys like 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3, and go. We are supposed to be getting a brand new generation come Friday, as confirmed by Central Leaks. Now he has been a pretty good source of information in terms of leaks over the years, and he has put, I don't really want to say he's never put a foot wrong, because that would be implying that he's perfect, but when it comes to reporting on Pokemon and stuff like that, giving us information about what's to come, he has been a very accurate source of information. And yeah, we're supposed to be getting a trailer. Well, I'm not sure if it's going to be a trailer, but we're supposed to be getting some kind of announcement for Generation 10 come Friday. I am so goddamn excited. This game has impacted my life in a crazy way. I don't think I love any other game as much as I love Pokemon, which is strange because I know there are better games out there, and the Pokemon company and Nintendo constantly shortchange us when it comes to quality of games. Obviously the Pokemon games are good, it's a great series, but it could be better, and I think the entire community echoes that sentiment and have been echoing that sentiment for a very long time. So we are supposed to be getting brand new games. This is awesome. I don't even know what to say. I just wanted to make this video spitballing, throwing ideas out there, like what could we get next. So this part of the video is just the initial hype, the initial announcement. I also want to say that I know I said it was confirmed by Central Leaks. We are supposed to be getting Generation 10. I want to make that explicitly clear. Supposed to be. This is all alleged, not confirmed, not really confirmed, but it's confirmed at the same time, type of stuff, type of deal, you know. I don't want to state for facts that we are getting Generation 10 come Friday, but it seems pretty likely. And in this video, I just want to be theory mining, going over stuff that could quite possibly happen, what I want to happen for the next generation of Pokemon. So yeah, so expect big things come Friday from this Direct. I also want to state that I won't be covering the initial reaction, the initial trailer until until probably like the day after, because I'm just doing this as a hobby. YouTube is not my job, as you could clearly see by the number of subscribers I have. Not that I'm not grateful for the amount, because I could have 0, but just to be clear, I wouldn't be covering it like day one stuff, and that really sucks, because I would really love to cover this stuff right off the bat, like as soon as this stuff drops. But it is what it is. I'll probably give like my first reactions on Twitter and such. So I'm gonna get into some theory mining and just go over like what I want to happen for the generation coming forward that we should get. So without further ado, because it's not an intro, but yeah, let's get on to the theory mining part of the video. Alright guys, welcome back to the second part of the video, which is just me spitballing, throwing out ideas of what I would like the next generation of Pokemon to look like. And funnily enough, that's where we start with the aesthetic of the mons themselves. Now, Pokemon has brought forth a litany of designs. They have over 1,000 Pokemon, right? And with 1,000 Pokemon, not everything is gonna hit. You have some great amazing Pokemon designs like the one I have in front of you, Darkrai, and then you'll have some mid-tier design Pokemon like Gaboda and stuff like that. Not everything is gonna hit, but the first thing I want for this region is for the game itself and the Pokemon to look just a little bit more aesthetically pleasing. I know that probably sounds rich coming from just a bystander consumer of the game, but I really do think they need to go like balls deep with the designs of the Pokemon, because that's the first thing that's gonna endear us as consumers to Pokemon. If they look good, if you're a long time player of the game, then that won't really bother you because it's just mons at the end of the day. But if you are like a newer player, and I've been seeing like a lot of people have been just recently getting into Pokemon with the Legend ZA release. So I'm pretty sure Gen 10 is gonna be big. I don't really have any facts and figures to support that. It's just a gut feeling, but I've been seeing a lot of new people coming back, not coming back, but a lot of new people joining the community, playing with the Legend ZA release, like I said. So the first thing you want to do is make the Pokemon look aesthetically pleasing, like I said. With that being said, let's go over the mons. I would love like a dense Pokedex. I'm talking black and white dense. I'm talking like over maybe 150 Pokemon like the original. I don't think that's gonna happen because the dex number is getting a lot higher, and I think they're really gonna be putting their focus elsewhere. But I would love, like, the reason I mentioned black and white there is because black and white was like one of the only Pokemon games that I can recall in recent history that didn't bring older Pokemon into its deck. It was like a bunch of brand new Pokemon that you could catch in the wild, and it was completely fresh. Like you didn't have to rely on past generations in order to fill the deck, and I found that so cool. It was so unique, it was so great, and I really hope they can do that this time. I'm not sure if they can, if Game Freak has it in them, but I would really love that. I would love a dense deck, because my favorite game is the Gen 4 games, and those dexes are a bit scant, let's say. Not being able to catch a fire type except for Ponyta is a little bad, but black and white is a perfect example of the formula you want to follow with like dex entries, because those games were such good releases on that part. Not only that, I want the mons in the decks to be absolutely broken, and yes, I know all of them can't be busted, some of them are gonna be missing, but I would really love if their BSTs would be like if they have like final evolutions. I would love if their highest stat, like if they're a fast man, I would love if their speed is like 130, if you catch my drift. I want everything to be super busted. It's just because I love broken Pokemon. I love when things are like just stupid that could break and sweep and stuff of that nature. I love Pokemon like that. So if I could get some broken stats, because right now in OU, the reason I have Darkrai on the screen right now is because I play the overused tier on Showdown, and right now we are in the midst of a power creep, and this is the first generation, I think, don't quote me, correct me if I'm wrong, but this is the first generation where a box legend is allowed in the overused tier, that being Zamazenta, which is insane. Now, is Zamazenta not the crown version with the boosted stats, but it's regular Zamazenta? But even regular Zamazenta, as you can see, max speed, regular Zamazenta hits 412 speed. Aside from Dragapult, I think it's the fastest in the tier, if I'm not mistaken. Dragapult hits like 421 if I'm not mistaken. Hold on, let me just back check that. Don't want to give any Wrong info. Dragapult is 421, right? Yeah. So Dragapult is the fastest in the table. Dragapult isn't a box legend. As you can see, Dragapult stats don't rival that of a Zamazenta. Base 115 defense and special defense with 138 speed. My gosh, with iron defense. You know how crazy it is to have a man this fast and be able to iron defense and body press you for that much damage. It's insane. But I bring up the example of Zamazenta and Darkrai because Darkrai is also a man that has not been allowed in OU. I think since its inception, and this is the first generation, it's actually been allowed and it hasn't gotten banned. So I'm really a fan of just as time goes on, we are able to take things that used to be broken and surround them with other the current generation that is broken now and see how they feel. And as you can see, Zamazenta and Darkrai find themselves in OU. So I would love to get some broken Pokemon. Maybe we could get, I don't know, Palafin back or stuff like that has been lost to time in the Ubers tiers, and get them back and be able to play with them, because that's the most fun for me, when I can take extremely broken Pokemon and play in the tiers that I like to play. Right now I only play OU. I used to play like all the different tiers, but that got a little bit hectic, so now it's just OU for now. Okay, so that's all for the Pokemon, the mons aspect, like the decks and the designs and stuff. What I want to go into now, how I want the region to look. I sit here and I know I said I would give you a description, but I'm honestly not sure what I want the region to look like. Pokemon region designs aren't really like a big point of contention for me, if that makes sense. One thing I really want them to do is this time is allow us to do what they did back in older gens, which is talk to NPCs and go into houses and, you know, just do random stuff. That wasn't in Generation 9, and I felt like the towns and the cities felt completely empty as a result, and it didn't feel like a great experience. Yes, it was good to have like the open world and be able to run around on Koraidon and Miraidon and catch all types of stuff and do those types of things. But I really feel like speaking to the NPCs and walking into houses and stuff like that, it made the game feel kind of shallow. It felt like you were in a world by yourself, apart from when like cutscenes and stuff was happening. So I really want them to change that. So yeah, that's what I kind of want from the region. The look, I'm not sure where the new generation of games are going to be based in, so I can't really give like thoughts on what I would like it to look like. So, and lastly, I want to talk about music for the game. OSTs are a big deal breaker for me. If the game doesn't sound good, then I would just turn off the sound, and I really don't want to play this game on mute. I think that a lot of the appeal of Pokemon is the sounds, like the sound you get when you find TMs, the sounds that you get when you find random items on the ground, the gym leader music, your rival theme, stuff like that. All of this comes together to create an amazing sounding game, and I would really like them to like not shirk, but like put a lot of time and effort into the OST, if not anything else, because once a game sounds good, it how do I say, it enhances the moments that they are being used, the routes. To give an example, in Sinnoh, when you go into Eterna Forest or any of the lakes, the OSTs, they absolutely take my breath away, and the immersion that I get from it is crazy. I could literally walk into any lake in Sinnoh and just sit there and listen to the music for like, and get lost in the atmosphere of it all. Another good OST for the environment is Snow Point City. Now, while that isn't really one that makes me lose myself in the music, it's a pretty good soft, for lack of a better term, OST to just listen to, and it gives the vibes of what Snow Point City is, in my opinion. But I don't think I have anything else to say. I'm really excited about these games. If you can't tell, I am super hype. I can't wait to see what Game Freak and Nintendo cook up. It could be really good, could be really shit. In all honesty, but I'm still really excited. And the 27th, this Friday, is gonna be a big day. Thank you so much for watching. If you guys made it all the way to the end, if you guys like, maybe even consider subscribing to my channel. I'll be posting most of this week. I'm not sure if I'm gonna post every day, but I'm gonna have another video discussing the fire red and leaf green ports later on, so that should be an interesting chat as well. But as I said, for now, thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much if you made it all the way to the end. It really does mean the world to me. But with that, I'm gonna get about. I have been Zulu. Goodbye and good night. Bang. Deuces.